Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today we're going to continue working with circles and their properties. I hope you had a great week before starting. Let's just get to it. So, number 18. The bad thing about geometry is that you actually just need to know the theorem. If you don't know the theorem, most of the exercises are basically impossible to do. And I think this is one of the cases. So for this exercise, you need to know that the little line, the line outside, which in this case is 4, times the whole line, which is going to be 4 plus 2x, is going to be equal the other little, that's when they are secants. You know, they said there. It's going to be equal the other little line, which in this case is 3 times the complete line, which is 3 plus 3x plus 1, which can be read like 3 plus 1 is 4, so 3x plus 4 is exactly the same. So times 3x plus 4. So we take this, let me put it on the side. Wait. So 4 times 4 is 16, 4 times 2, 8, and we just keep the x, and then 3 times 3 9, we keep the x, and then 3 times 4 is 12. Now we subtract 8x from both sides and we subtract 12. So this cancel and this cancel, or like this to cancel, and we have 16 minus 12, which is 4, and then 9x minus 8x, which is just x. So this is our answer, which is choice C. Now, 19. The exact same. We just need to get the little line. You say, like you see, it says they are secant. That's the important part. So we take the little line. We say 8 times the whole thing, which is gonna be 8 plus 3 plus 8, because it's the whole thing, equal 10 times the whole thing, which is 10 plus x minus 3. Now let me get it again to the side so we can work better. We can say 8 times 3 plus 8 is 11, so x plus 11 equal 10 times 10 minus 3 is 7, so 7 plus x. Now 8 times x is just 8x. 8 times 11 is 88. Now 10 times 7 is 70. 10 times x is 10x. Now we can subtract 8x from both sides. Subtract 70. So this cancels out and this cancels out. We have 88 minus 70 is 18. And then 10x minus 8x is 2x. Then we divide both sides by 2. So this here cancels out and we have the x equal 18 divided by 2, which is 9. So this is our answer. Now 20. In the diagram below of circle P, PA is tangent to the circle at A, and PC is secant with points B and C on the circle. So again, oh wait, what do we need to do? If PA equal 8 and PB equal 4, what is the length of PC? So what we need to do is the length of PC, which is another theorem again. The good thing is that it's really like the other theorem. So, but in this case, as you can see, since this is tangent, oops, it passes right over here, like touching, but not like passing through the circle. So what we do now is that we take this square. So we say the tangent line square is going to be 8, so 8 squared is going to be equal the little line times the whole thing. So 8 squared equal 4 times, now is the whole thing. which is gonna be 4 plus, I'm gonna say x. I'm just gonna say x, so plus x. So we solve the 8 squared. Oh, let me get it to the side. Now we can at least solve it here. So 8 squared is 64. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times x, 4x. We subtract 16 from both sides. 64 minus 16, that's 48. With this is cancelled out, so equal 4x. Now we divide by 4, and we have that x equal 12. So our answer is D. Now let's look at the next one, which is basically the same theorem. We have a tangent, we have a secant, so let's get to it. So 21, we have, okay, it said that PV is this side is for, oops, sorry about that, is for BC, which is this part, 5. What is the length of PA? Okay, so then, as I say, I'm gonna call this X. We have the tangent line, which is the one that does not intersect the circle square, so it will be X squared equal the little line, which is 4, multiplied by the whole thing, which is gonna be 4 plus 5, which is just 9. Or I can say 4 plus 5, so you can get an idea about the theorem. Let me get it to the side. So x squared will be equal 4. 4 plus 5 is 9. X squared equal 4 times 9, which is 36. And the square root, we do the square root of both sides, so this cancels. And x equals square root of 36, which is 6. And again, D is our answer. Oh, wait a second, sorry about this. Let's continue. Sorry about this. In the circle below, two secants, tr and th intersect at t. Okay, perfect. And we have the values which are actually plugged in for us. So the equation we use to find the value of x, let's see what we get, which equation. So yeah, we know the theorem. That was the first we did. So it will be the outside one, so x times the whole line, which is gonna be x plus 5 equal 3 times the whole thing, which is 3 plus 9. Do I something like that? No. So let's see. So we have x plus 5 equal 3 plus 9 is just 12, so 3 times 12, which is the same. Let me write it here at the side so I can write it better. Oops, I missed this. Okay. 3 times 12 is 36, so it will be x plus 5 equal 36, which is option A. Now let's see. Is wrong with a secant and a tangent. So we have here tangent line, we have here secant line. We know what to do. What are we missing? Okay, if the ratio of DC CV, so DC CV is 4 to 5, so the ratio for this is 4, it will be 5. What is the length of CV? Now, when they're talking about the ratio, it doesn't mean that this is necessarily 4 itself. It's 4 times something, and this is going to be 5 times something, because if we say 4x over 5x, the x will just cancel out, and it will be 4 over 5. And they're saying sorry. CV is 4 to No, it's DC. Okay, I did it right at the beginning. So sorry about that. They're saying DC. The first one goes to with the first one. So DC for X, and then CV, which is the second one, go with 5x. So CV, 5x. So this is what we have right now. And we want to solve for CV, but we first need to solve for X. So let's look at that. We have the little line. Oh, we have the 24 square because of the second equal the little line, which is for X, times the whole line, which is 5x plus 4x. So 24 square, 24 times 24 is 576. So 576 equal for x times 5x plus 4x is 9x. So 576 equal 4 times 9 is 36, and x times x is x squared. So if we divide both sides by 36, is here's cancel out, but 576 divided by 36 is 16. So let me put it on the side. So we have that x squared equals 16, and if we do the square root of both sides, we have that x equals square root of 16, which is 4. Now we have that x is 4, but they're asking for CV. CV right here. So I have that it is 5x, so CV equal 5x. Which is gonna be equal 5 times 4, which is 20. And this is our answer. Now, the cone of illumination, oh, let's look at completely, okay. The cone of illumination from a flashlight is spread out as shown. A, G, H, G, J are tangent of the circular pattern of light when it hits the wall. If the length of the tangent lines are given in feet, what is the measure of GH? Okay, let's look at now. Something interesting about tangent line is that if they have this common vertex, which is the point outside of the circle, if two tangent lines of a circle have the same point outside, then they are equal to each other. So this finished being an easy exercise. So it will be just 8x minus 15 is equal to 5x plus 3. Let me write it better. So if I subtract, no, if I add 15 from both side to both sides, cancels, and I subtract 5x, this cancels. Let me put it on the side. I get that 8x minus 5x is 3x. 3 plus 15 is 18. Then I divide it by 3. X equal 18 over 3, which is 6. Now they are not asking for x as a thing, they are asking for GH. But we know that GH is 5x plus 3 and x is 6, so it will be equal 5 times 6 plus 3. 5 times 6 is 30 plus 3, which is 33. And this is our answer, 33. Now next. Use the circle shown to answer the question. Okay, now we are looking at angle. This for me is a easier, but I leave you to you guys understanding. But I'll tell you why for me it's easier. So use the circle shown to answer the question. We know that the measure of the arc, this symbol right here, like the semicircle on top of the letters is just the just mean arc is 76 degrees. So we know that this arc 76 Yes. And measure of the angle ABC. So this angle right here is 2x minus 12. X minus 12. Find the value of x. Now, for circles and angles, there are two most important relationships, which I'm gonna write here at the bottom, all the way to the bottom. I can write them better. So we have a circle. I have this circle. Let me at the middle. No, the middle of the circle, approximately here. Approximately. Then we have this angle right here. Let me do it straight. We also have this one right here. Oh wait. Um, this I'm gonna say that the measure of this arc is going to be 2x. Now, if the measure of this arc is 2x degrees, then the measure of this angle right here is 2x degrees. This is a central angle. It's an angle that goes from the center to the side. So it measures the same as the arc, but it needs to come from the center. Now, the relationship with this angle, with this right here, is different. This will be x. Why? Because the east angle is half the arc, or you can say the arc is twice that angle. So this is basically the relationship between them. So when we come to this exercise, we are looking to an angle that goes to the other side of the circle. So we can say that this is equal twice, like the arc is twice the angle. So I can say that 76 degrees, or 76 is going to be equal twice 2x minus 12, or just 76 divided by 2 is going to be equal to x minus 12, because this is twice the angle, or this is half that, doesn't matter. If I say that the angle is half this circumference, I get this. Yeah, wait, the same answer. So 76 divided by 2, that's 38, I think. Yes. So 38 equal to x minus 12. I add 12 to both sides. So this cancels out, and 38 plus 12 is 50. So 50 equal to x, then I divide it by 2. This cancels out, and then 50 divided by 2 is 25. So x equal 25. And this right here is our answer. Now, in circle M below, measure of AMZ is 10x minus 12. A measure of ABC is 4x plus 6. Where is the measure of angle ABC? So first we need to solve for x. Now, as I said before, this will be equal this will be equal half of this. So it's the same as saying this angle is half or this angle, or this angle is double of this. So based on that, you can just say that twice angle B, which is for x plus 6, is going to be equal angle M, which is 11 no, and 10x minus 12. So I can multiply, so 2 times 4a, we give the x, 2 times 6, 12. So 12 equal to 10x minus 12. This is plus 6, right? Yeah. So we subtract 8x from both sides, 8x, and we add 12. So this cancel and this cancel, and 12 plus 12 is 24. 10 minus 8 is 2x, and if we divide by 2, negative 2 side, if we divide 24 over 2, equal to x over 2, 2x over 2. This cancels out, and we have that x is 24 over 2, which is going to be 12. Now that's the value of x. They're asking for the measure of ABC. So we substitute, we say 4 times 12 plus 6. 4 times 12 is going to be 48. So 48 plus 6. And this is going to be equal 54, which is C. Now let's continue. So 27. Points P, Q, R, and S lie on circle P. What is the measure of value? What is the value of X? So this is basically the same. Um, we have the value of the arc, so we can just say 3x plus 5 equal 80, because we do have the value of the arc. We don't need this. So it's just that we should start 5 from each side, so 3x equals 75, and then we divide by 3, so x equals 25. And that's all we need to do. Like, we don't need to use all the information. Remember, you could, but it's just more steps. If you have the arc and you have the central angle, why don't use that? That's it for this one. So let's go to the next one. In circle A, segments BC and CD are tangents to a circle at B and D. Okay, perfect. Respectively, angle BGD is an inscribed angle. Inscribed like BGD is the one that is half. So this is an inscribed angle. It will be triangle of with a measure of x, which expression shows the relationship between measure of BCD and measure of BGD. So the oops. So basically, which expression shows the relationship between the two angles. So this one is a complex exercise, but let's go step by step. First, there is a theorem that establishes that the angle, yeah, another theorem, I know, that this angle, the angle formed by the tangent line, is 1/2 the difference of the major arc, which is, this arc, the big one, which is BD, like BGD, minus the small arc, which is BD. Now, this is the measure of C. How do we get the arcs? That's the real question. So let's go step by step. So first, we know that in an inscribed angle, which is, this, the arc is twice the angle. So we know that if the measure of the angle is x, the arc will be 2x. So BD equal to x. Now, this the other side, the other arc, oh, this is the arc. As you might know, I understand if you do not know it, but you might know, you should know that the whole circle, the measure of the whole circle is 360 degrees. So if I want to know the big arc, I can, and I know the measure of the small one, I can say that the big one, BGD, is equal the whole circle minus the small one. And I know the small one, so I can say that BGD is just equal to 360 degrees minus 2x. Or just 360 minus 2x. That's what we have. So the measure of the angle C is going to be 1/2. BGD is 360 minus 2x. And BD is 2x, so minus BD, which is 2x. Which then this is going to be 1/2. 360 minus 2x is just minus 4x. We add them together, keep the same. And as you can see, that's neither of the options. So let's see, I can say 360 divided by 2, that's going to be 180. For x divided by 2, 4 divided by 2 is 4. Is 2, I'm sorry, so it will be 2x. And that option, so the measure of the angle BCD, which we'll see, is going to be equal 180 minus 2x. So in the line below of circle AO, diameter AB and chord BZ are drawn. And measure B is 28. Okay. What is the measure of BC of the arc? Okay, first, I know this thing right here is half of the circle. And the whole thing is 360. So half of it, it will half of it, it will be 180 degrees. Because the diameter. The diameter of a circle divides it in half. So we're good up to there. Now we want to know this side, BZ, but we cannot know it directly, but we can know AC. We know that this is going to be half AC, so AC is the double of 28. It's going to be 56, so 28 times 2 is 56. So BC will be 180, which is the whole thing right here, minus 56, which is 124. And this right here is an answer. That's basically how you do it. Now let's look at number 3. Sorry about this. Okay, find the measure of angle BAD. Now, okay, this is another thing. There is another theorem that establishes that we are looking for the measure of the angle. I'm sorry, I was first thinking about the measure of the chord, but no, measure of the angle, angle right here, BAD. Now, the measure of the angle, um, inside, like, that is from inside a circle, with these conditions, the like one size bisecting the other, and they're intersecting inside the circle, is very, very, very specific. Luckily, there are not a lot of questions about this in the test when I took it. But there was like some, and it's always helpful. Maybe not all the theorems appears, but at least half of them, like you're going to use half of them, even with for the proof. So it's really, really important to understand this. So if we want to know this angle, we need to do half of the sum of the others. So it's gonna be um 56 plus 124, like the sum of the ones that are not, that are not its arc. That's the parallel arcs. The opposite, not the opposite, the parallel, the one to the side. So it will be 56 plus 124, so it will be one half of 56 plus 124 is 180, and a half of 180 is 90. So the measure of BAD is 90. Now let's continue. I think this is gonna be the last one. Um, because we need, wait, let me see. Yeah. We need more time to we have time to complete this next week. That this is the last unit before the test. So let's look at the last one. Find the value of x. Now this is just like this one right here. So we have an outside um one, so it's gonna be a half. The outside triangle is gonna be half of the big um arc minus the small arc, which is this is the big arc, like 140, and this is the small arc, which is 20. So this is just the x is gonna be equal half of the big arc, 140, minus the small arc, 20. So 140 minus 20 is just 120. So one half 120. 120 divided by 2 is 60. This answer, I'm actually gonna keep going for one or two more exercises. So find the value of x. This is with the same theorem. We have that x gonna be equal one half. The big um arc, but we don't know it, but we know that the whole circle is 360. We have know the small one, so it will be 360 minus 140, which is 220. So the bigger is 220, so it will be 1 half 220 minus the small r, which is 140. So x equal, I'm gonna continue here. So 1 half of 220 minus 140 is 80, and half of 80 is 40. And this is our answer. Now the next one. We want to know the measure of GFJ. So GFJ, this angle right here, and the measure of FH. Now this one is easier, like than you might think. So as you can see, like let's ignore this part. We have this, okay. We have this, and as you can see, it intersects like this arc, and we know the measure of the arc. Now, this, as I explained before at the beginning, this angle right here is half of the arc. So it will be 110 divided by 2, which is 55. So GFJ is going to be equal 55 degrees. That's simple. Now, in this case, is more or less the same. We have the arc right here, the arc and the angle. We know there is twice the angle, so it will be 36 times 2, which is the same as 72. Therefore, that right there is our answer, 72. And now the last one. This is more or less the same. Now we have this angle right here. Let me make this bigger. So this, this, and we have this, this. Now as you can see, they are both over the same arc. They are both over the same arc. So they are both gonna be half, like they're both gonna be h over 2, half of a fj. Wait, sorry about that. Fh. So we can say that they are both equal. So I can just say that 5z is gonna be equal for z plus 9. If I subtract 4z from both sides, it's cancel and I get that z equal 9. So what do they ask for? They ask for the measure of f, j, h. So it will be 5 times z. So by z is gonna be equal 5 times 9, which will be 45. And this right here is our answer, 45. So we continue next week. Have you guys understood? If you have any question, go to Discord, ask me. Everything is in the description. I'll see you guys.